Hello everyone and welcome to a Starfield mod showcase. This will be a showcase of the all-in-one ship upgrades mod that I have created. As we go through this, I'll try to explain some of the inspiration behind some of what I did. But the primary reason I did this, and this is version 2.0, by the way. There are previous iterations that messed with existing assets and just kind of boosted some of the existing engines and shields and stuff like that. But I went in with the creation kit and remade this entire mod from the ground up. And it's got completely brand new assets instead of already used ones. So, as you can see, I do have a very large ship here. It's got 60 meters long by 29 meters wide. That's the first thing this does, is that it messes with the ship size limit and the part limit as well, so you can build very, very big ships with this mod. Secondly, and we'll probably look at this, is it moves the third-person camera back away from the ship, so that if you have a big ship like this, you're not clipping, or the camera rather isn't clipping into the ship itself. But then, as far as new items go, if you see this, I've duplicated every single landing bay. And what this does is this eliminates the need for any landing gears if you so choose. Something I noticed with Starfield was sometimes I would make a ship and then it would require so many landing gears that it kind of destroyed the whole design of the ship that I had in mind. And so that's the point of this, is it's just there to remove the landing gear requirements. You can use as little or as many as you want. It's entirely up to you at this point if you get this. But I have duplicated every single one of the base game landing bays, and also if you look, they do flip. There's nothing different about them, unless they don't flip. Like the NG7 is just a front facing, it doesn't flip. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I was about to say that's not right. If you'll see, a lot of the stuff that's been added, it's got experimental in the name just to kind of differentiate it between whatever else is there. So that's all the landing bays. If we go to cargo, I created a new 200 cm ballast shielded cargo hold, and it holds 2,000 shielded cargo. So now, and all these pieces should be available anywhere. You shouldn't have to go to a specific star yard or whatever to get them. They should be available at every single vendor. But this I did because I was tired of duplicating 15 million different cargo holds to get a decent amount of cargo and having to hide them somewhere and then remember where I hid them. It's easier to just have the one. Let's see, I didn't do anything with the cockpits or the dockers. Okay, engines. So, if we look at the engines, actually to go up, here we go. Okay, so I have engines in here that have cosmetic at the end, and again, I copied every single base game engine, and then I just put cosmetic at the end. I copied every model. I didn't copy every single one, like the Aimon 1 2, 3, so on and so forth. They share the same models. There's only one Eamon engine that's cosmetic of this model. But as you can see, it doesn't have any sort of thrust or anything, so it doesn't add in thrust. And that'll get explained here in a sec. I did make a new module that's meant to be used with the cosmetic engines. But this actually allows you to, if I go back here, I think I actually have too many. Yeah, I've got a ton of engines on this thing, and let me see here. Let's see. Okay. So here's another one of the cosmetic engines. And I'm just gonna start throwing them on, and I'm not gonna get an error. I could just keep on putting them on this ship if I so choose. Alright, now it's flipped, so there's more cosmetic engines that I can throw on right there. See, my engine didn't go up at all because these don't use any engine power, and they don't do anything as far as like actually adding thruster or, you know, boost or any of that kind of stuff. They're purely cosmetic. They do have engine health, and they do add to the hull and to the crew capacity, so, you know, keep that in mind. I just kind of wanted to show y'all, like, that's how that works. And I'll show y'all the new equipment that I made once we finish going over the engine. So that was the Ares DT10 engine, cosmetic. And then there's the SA engines that are cosmetic. So, and again, I can flip this however I want, and it doesn't change anything. It's the same thing, it just looks different. Let's see, there's the White Dwarf cosmetic engine. Another White Dwarf 2000 cosmetic engine. And then the White Dwarf 3000 cosmetic. There's our Dun 11 engine that's cosmetic right there. Dun 41 cosmetic. Hercules DT 110 cosmetic. We've got our Nova cosmetic engines. SAE cosmetic engine. Poseidon cosmetic engine. The SAL cosmetic, which I'm actually using on this build right now. And then we have the Supernova cosmetic engines. So, again, they are the class. I didn't mess with any of that, so they are all the correct class. So, like the Supernovas and the SAL cosmetic, they're both C class. And if you go up to the Eamon, the Eamon cosmetic, it's a class A. So keep that in mind. Okay. This is technically an engine. It's in the equipment tab, and I've named it Engine Boost Ship Equipment Experimental. So it only takes 1 power to fully charge, and this will give you, should give you at least, no matter how big your ship is, it should give you a mobility of 100 and a top speed of 400. And I think it boosts the boost speed a little bit as well. So, that's how I'm doing this. This is hidden. This little thing is hidden inside of this somewhere. It's up here towards the front, right in here somewhere, in that general area. So, but you don't have to hide it. You know, if you don't have the tolerance tweak mod, like you can put this on several different things. If you're gonna use this. You do probably want to get an equipment plate, and then like if I want to put it on that snap point, I have to have an equipment plate. But yeah, so that's been added in. Let's see, the fuel tank I made, duplicated the 500 ton and I just named it 5,000 ton HE3 tank, experimental, and this gives you 1,100 grav jump fuel. That should be more than enough for any ship, and if it's not, add another one. I really like these, and it's a shame that the higher grade fuel tanks only have like one spot they can snap on. So like this is what I normally use, is these, and you can only snap them on the side, so you can't plop them on top or anything like that, and I just didn't like that. That's annoying. So that's why I used these instead. Let's see, I didn't do anything to the gears. The grav drive, the original mod, we had the Aurora 11G grav drive was messed with, but now I have the Aurora 14G, and it's got the same stats that the 11G originally had. So there's the grav drive, and it should work. There shouldn't be any issues with it that I'm aware of, at least. Now, I have not tried to build the armillary with this, so that might be an issue, but I don't think it will be. But I could be completely wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. I haven't tested that out with this yet. Let's see, reactors. Originally, I used the Tokamak X200 reactor. That's this one right here. I just boosted the stats. Now, however, we have the Tokamak X600 reactor, which is C class, the Tokamak X400, which is A class, and then the Tokamak X500, which is a B class. So we have 3 new reactors. They all have the same stats, and I did this. If you want to build a B class ship, use the B class reactor. If you want to build an A class ship, use the A class. Or if you can't get to the B or the C, then use one of those. So these are kind of designed to use wherever you're at in game. Shields, we do have a new shield. It is the Assurance SG5000 shield generator experimental. Just like the previous shield for this mod, it adds on 40k shields. Yes, that's overpowered. Yes, that is the point. This one, because it's so overpowered, I did lock it behind rank 3 starship design, so you will need to get that unlocked to get this shield. So if it's not showing up, that might be the problem for you. You make sure you got that starship design up to rank 3. The weapons, I didn't change anything, I didn't add any new weapons into this mod, but I did what I did prior, and the weapons themselves only take 1 bar for max power on everything. Doesn't matter if it's A class, B class, or C class. I couldn't seem to figure out how to remove the limiter without messing with the script extender, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted this to be its own standalone mod. So instead of, trying to mess with that, I just took all of the weapons. I think I missed one, and it's the Vanguard. It's one of the Vanguard things, which I'm not too worried about. I can go back in and maybe find it, but I'm not too worried about it. Everything else, though, only takes 1 bar for max power. So, I mean, is that one it? That's not it, no. But I do believe there is a Vanguard thing I missed somehow. It didn't show up in the list when I typed in the weapons, went through and just started changing that one value. But anyways, so you can have a whole lot more weapons now. However many slots we have for weapons, I forget how many that is. Oh, I forget. I think that's it. Let me look at the shield real quick, because that's got almost full power. Let's see. Okay, so you can have, what's 12 times 3? Math is not my strong suit. Hang on. I want to make sure this is in there, just so y'all get an idea. Okay, you can have 36 weapons. That should be more than enough. Like, I don't care what you're doing or what class it is. If you have 36 weapons, right, you can have 12 of each type of weapon 0, weapon 1, and weapon 2. You can have 12 of each. Like, that's insane. So, yeah, that's how overpowered you can make your ship. I believe I covered this, but I do want to re-emphasize one more thing. The engine boost equipment you can use with the engines, with base game engines. Oh, I almost forgot too. The base game engines only require 1 bar for max power, just like the weapons. I did that before I figured out how to do the cosmetic engines. So if you want to use base game engines, you still can. That's still an option. However, be aware, they will override this this thing's speed. I don't know why they do that, but it happens. You're not going to get a top speed of 400 if you use a vanilla engine instead of the cosmetic engine. Let me just go ahead and show you real quick. We'll just use this. See, my top speed just drastically decreased to 150 because of this engine. Even though I have this that should boost this, I couldn't figure out how to do that. And it's kind of pointless with the cosmetic engines. But if I delete it, it goes right back up to 400. And notice also, it does not mess with the mobility. And that was kind of my biggest thing, was I wanted the mobility to be at 100. The top speed was just kind of a bonus that I figured out as I was looking at stuff in the creation kit. So, I think that is it. And if you're wondering, yes, a build guide is coming for this ship. It's one of my favorites that I've made so far. But we're going to go to the cockpit real quick, because I want y'all to see. Alright, so there's your third-person camera. And this I might make another edition that moves it even farther back. But for now, I'm happy with how this is. It works.
Time to push some cheese.
Here we go. Take off.
Orbit achieved.
Alright, so there it is. There's our lovely ship in action. There's the boost. You also have a lot more boost with this. That's something else that I figured out in the creation kit. So, yeah, notice the speed here. I'm going... It's still going up. 19... Okay, there we go. I just got to 19,000 speed. Like, that's insane. I have more than 400 because, again, I've got the piloting skill thingy. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a skill that, like, will let your ship get overclocked by the skill, so you can get faster and whatnot. There's some of the engines. I've got 4 of the obliterators, and then 4 of the MKE-9, I think, and then I've got 2 of the Atlati 280C missile launchers. So, and as you can see with the missiles, it's got 2 blasters. I've got 4, and then the particle cannon, the obliterators, I've got 4. So there's your power for that, right? That powers 1 of each. So that is the mod. Be sure to check out the links in the description. This came out quicker than the Normandy because it's all just base game assets, and it was relatively easy, like in comparison to getting a brand new asset into the game. And it was also the second time that I've, done stuff with the creation kit, so it was a little bit easier than figuring everything out for the first time. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this is helpful for you all. Oh, right. Reasoning. Never did go over all of that. The main reason I did this was because, and this is on the mod page, we had a ton of really good mods. We had mods that went into the this was very, very early on. We had mods that let you have multiple reactors, so you could get a crazy reactor number, and you didn't have to worry about, the number of items you had or whatever, or power placement and all that kind of stuff. You had one for shields, but it added on more.
I barely ever visited here before I joined Constellation.
It added on a whole lot more. Oh, wow, I'm stuck under the. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. I am stuck under this thing. Nice. But there were several different mods. There were several mods that did the camera fix. Several that did the ship size limit remover, like all sorts of different things. This mod is here specifically to mitigate all of that and put all of those ideas into one concise mod, so that instead of downloading 20 mods, you download one, and it's easier to keep track of and see if it's updated and all that kind of stuff. And if something breaks, I will personally make sure it's updated, because I personally use this. Like, this isn't just something I'm making just to make. Like, I personally use this mod. It's one of my favorite mods that I've done because it does so much. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. May the Lord bless you and keep you until we meet again. I hope you download and enjoy the mod just as much as I do. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.